What's up, everybody? It's Tuesday. I'm back, and I am doing an older video. It's a few months old at this point. It's from BAYSIDE. The song's called "Go to Hell," and I love BAYSIDE. This is from the Blue EP, and we'll get into it here in just a second. But before we do, a couple things. First of all, I'm not a professional, just an enthusiast, so please don't expect me to be approaching this like someone who's a music major or, an audio production designer or something. And don't be a dick, it's not that hard, just don't be a dick. I have heard this song, I will say, so this is not a blind reaction. This is, I guess, more of a review. Got my coffee, and we'll get right into it. This is "Go to Hell" by BAYSIDE.
Falling down, bad shit sort of way. Mistakes were made, and they'll be made again. I feel no shame, so why am I sad every single day? What needs to change? Can I be changed again? Where do wishes go when they're tossed in a well? Are they screaming for help? I think that I should finally go fish them all out, claim them all for myself. But sound of the best laid plans make when they all go to hell. Oh, old friend, you're a sight to see. Do you remember when we could have been anything at all? Now looking back, the wasted years were the best we'd ever have, and knowing that I wouldn't change a thing. Where do wishes go when they're tossed in a well? Are they screaming for help? I think that I should finally go fish them all out, claim them all for myself. What sound do the best laid plans make when they all go to hell? I can't be the person you want me to, but I believe that I will do what I came to do. Before I go, I just wanted to tell you that waiting just ain't my thing. So fuck it, I'm walking to Queens. Where do wishes go when they're tossed in a well? Are they screaming for help? I think that I should finally go fish them all out, claim them all for myself. What sound do the best laid plans make when they all go to hell? Where do wishes go when they're tossed in a well? Are they screaming for help? Where do wishes go when they're tossed in a well? Are they screaming for help? Where do wishes go when they're tossed in a well? What sound do the best laid plans make when they all go to hell? What sound do the best laid plans make when they all go to
God, I love BAYSIDE. the first Bayside song I ever heard was on the radio, and I didn't know who it was by. I think it was Duality. It was either Duality or The Walking Wounded, because it was that album. And I just remember being struck by both the lyricism and the guitar work. The vocals are great. I would say there are not too many artists out there who utilize gang vocals as effectively as Bayside does. That's just a personal opinion, obviously. I don't listen to every artist that uses gang vocals, but I love the way Bayside, because what it does is, I don't know, to me it brings you back to the DIY roots of music like this and bands like this, right? Where you're playing to a room of like 50 kids, but everybody knows the song. And so, you know, you'll hit that second to last chorus or something, and you hold the mic out and you get the whole room to sing. And that's what it makes me feel, which is exactly what you should feel for a group like this, right? I just think it's super effective. The guitar work is always really good. It's very bluesy, but it's very clearly influenced by like 80s metal and maybe even 60s and 70s metal. But you get a lot of finger picking, you get a lot of tapping. I saw somewhere people were talking about how there's no guitar-driven music, or there's no like new bands that are making guitar-driven music. It's all, it's all EDM and stuff. Or there's no popular bands, right? Like Polyphia is clearly guitar-driven, but they're not mainstream like like Ed Sheeran, right? He's very popular. He sells out huge shows. Polyphia is quite good, and they're doing quite well for a fairly niche band. I mean, say what you will about Polyphia, incredible talent, incredible music, but the audience for their particular brand of music is much smaller than the audience for Ed Sheeran's, right? So I've seen this argument that there aren't any good, new bands that are guitar driven. Some people would say, Måneskin, right? That Italian band that I've done a few tracks from. Maybe they count because they're kind of rock and roll. I know Bayside's not new. They've been around for 20 plus years. But if you want to talk about straight guitar-driven power, like alt rock, they are one of the best in the business. They always deliver, I think. Just phenomenal stuff. I really love this song. There's a line in it that I'm going to refer back to. I'm going to go to my iPhone to make sure that I get it right. The line is, do you remember when we could have been we could have been anything at all? Now looking back, the wasted years were the best we'd ever have, and knowing that I wouldn't change a thing. It's an interesting way to deal with loss and regret, right? I myself spend a fair amount of time living in the past, more than is probably healthy. Thinking about, what if I had done this? What if I had talked to this person? What if I had gone to a different school? What if, my high school experience had been different? Who would I be? What sort of life would I be living? Where would I be? Would I be, what would I look like, right? Would I be covered in tattoos? Would I have no piercings? What if I had gotten married right out of college? Like, there are all sorts of different paths that your life can take. And sometimes it is painful to look back and think about the, opportunities that you missed or the relationships that failed. And I think that this line from Bayside is a very healthy approach. My AC's kicking on because it's 90 degrees today. I should have turned it off before I started, but listen, this is cinema verite, right? This is the real deal. No editing, no bullshit. The way he's looking back at a relationship and saying, could have been something, and it ended up not being anything. Those years that we spent ended up not going anywhere. But I'm going to choose to look at those as a blessing. And you know, instead of a burden. And that takes maturity. It's a hard thing to do. My other favorite line is when he says, waiting just ain't my thing, so fuck it, I'm walking to Queens. And everything drops out. And so you just get him saying, so fuck it, I'm walking to Queens. And then the gentle, almost acoustic, right, clearly non-distorted guitar comes back in with a little picking. I like this song a lot. I'm gonna stop rambling about it. I really like this song. I really like Bayside, and you should, if you haven't gotten into Bayside, you really should. They have like 8 or 9 albums, maybe more. I don't think there's a bad one. I'm not crazy about acoustic. They have an acoustic album. Your mileage may vary, right? It's the same songs. It's just played acoustic, and I'm not that crazy about acoustic. But beyond that, their early stuff, the lyricism is there, right? The technique is there. The guitar work is there. I don't know what their early demos sounded like. I don't know if how sloppy those were, or how the lyrics have evolved over time. But I do know that basically from the time they came on the scene with like a full album, the lyricism was mature, and the guitar work was complex. And they just have been good for a long time. So go check out Bayside. And if you want to subscribe to my channel, I wouldn't hate that. We just went over 5,000 subscribers, so that's kind of an exciting milestone. Just about a year from when I started the channel to now is how long it's taken to get to 5,000. So hey, that's progress. A lot of those subscribers are only here for one artist or one specific video that I did, and that's okay. Number still looks good, even if the view counts belie the number of people that are actually paying attention to my channel. Don't just worry about big visual numbers, guys. Worry about how many people are actually engaging with the content. That's what your actual audience is. But yeah, that'll do it for today. Have a good day, everybody. Stay safe out there. Drink lots of water. Be nice to each other, and don't talk to cops.